speak to Dickey Betts, please?
It's me. How you doing?
Good, thanks. How you doing? Yeah, Jim Dorman.
How you doing?
Good, thanks. It's a pleasure to talk to you. I've been a fan for a long time.
Thank you.
Probably.
Thank you.
My brother brought home Eat a Peach in '72.
All right.
So, yeah, we just want to do a preview for your show at the House of Blues up here
I appreciate
in
it.
Cambridge. And so tell me about what's going on with Great Southern. What do you guys got planned for this year?
Well, first off, let's see. I had to localize the band, and most of the guys in the band were able to move here for the season. You know, I've got guys scattered around the United States. It was just so much money to get everybody in one place.
Right.
But Matt Ziner and Dave Stoltz could not move down here. They couldn't, even for the season, they couldn't move. And so I had to replace those two guys.
Right.
I got two guys from Sarasota here. Bruce Wabel was playing bass, and Bruce played with Greg for a long time, and he played with Danny, the Toller brothers.
Right.
David Toller and Danny Toller. And so he's playing bass, and there's a guy here that probably not many people know, but he's probably the best keyboard player in this part of the country down here. Mike Koch.
Yeah.
Singing and playing keyboards. So we're working those guys in, and I've been woodshedding with them through the winter. About sometimes they'd come over 3 times a week, and we wouldn't do anything for a month, and then they'd come over. So getting them ready for rehearsals.
Right.
Just myself and those two guys here in the house. And so we started rehearsal Sunday.
Okay.
We've been going every night, and it's coming along real good. Real good. So we got a few new songs we're working on, but mostly, we're just bringing those guys into the band. And I think it'll be interesting, be an interesting change just to see the new personnel in there. They're fine players. Not anything against Matt and Dave.
Right.
Yeah, of course, but these, I'm real fortunate to have been able to find two guys that are this good, to replace those guys.
Right. Yeah, I saw that. Now, so Bruce you've played with before.
Yeah, I know these guys. I've played with them before.
Yeah.
I've never had a group with any of them.
Okay.
One of them, but I've seen them for years around here. They're old friends.
Okay. And then so the whole last year you played again with Dan Toller, and So what's that been like after like 20 years, right?
Danny was kind of under radar there for about 10 years, and it was real very very nice to see how his playing has gotten so much better, even though he wasn't noticeably active. He's been obviously playing a lot,
Right.
So that's working out great, and of course he'll be there. Of course he'll be there with us this year.
Right. Is that kind of comfortable getting back, playing him?
Yeah, he and I fit together, hand in glove.
Yeah.
It's real comfortable.
And I think I read where you guys play Nobody Knows. And I always like to get to play with you and Warren on that. How's that going with Danny?
He's right on top of it. Danny's got the whole last season under his belt now, so he's really pretty comfortable. And we're working up 2 or 3 brand new songs for this year. Just ones that have just been written. And also we're bringing a few songs in that we weren't playing last year. We're bringing True Gravity back in, which is one I really enjoy playing.
True Gravity, okay.
Yeah, and I'm playing a bit more slide. My slide playing is, I didn't play slide for so long there with Warren Haynes and Derek Trucks.
Right.
There's no need for me to be playing electric slide, but with this situation, I've been working that back into the band, and it doesn't come right back when you lay it down for so long. Even though I play acoustic slide, it's really a totally different instrument the way you have to play it.
the slide work then?
Yeah, Danny has no inclination to play slide.
Right. Okay. And you mentioned that you are playing the acoustic slide. Are you going to be doing the acoustic?
I probably won't do acoustic slide on the road. That sound is so hard to reproduce on stage. You know,
yeah.
Unless you really set up just to do an acoustic concert.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but our crowds are, it's a noisy crowd. And it's just hard to, you have to get the acoustic slide so damn loud that it loses its acoustic effect, so it's really difficult for me to do that on stage. I do it recording-wise, and, I'll even play it around the house or something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've got my 56 Fender Stratocaster that I'm playing slide on this year.
Yeah. Are you going to include an acoustic portion in the shows coming up? Or?
Yeah, we'll do some acoustic stuff. We're going to change it around a little bit. Do some little different stuff.
Okay. And I know
we would normally be really turning the whole show over, and instead of changing 4 or 5 songs, we'd be changing a lot of stuff and adding a lot of. But I tell you, adding the 2 new guys is taking up most of our time here.
Right.
So I just got to get them worked in, and I think it'll be different just because we've got new players. Mike Koch, people are going to get a kick out of him. He reminds me a bit of Bruce Hornsby with his keyboard playing, and he's got a decent singing voice too. So I think people are going to like him.
Good. Yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys. See, when you're playing at Cambridge House of Blues, you're doing 2 shows.
His name is spelled Koch, if you want to include his name.
Oh yeah, I have it actually. I got it off the website.
Okay. Excuse me.
Oh no, that's okay. I was able to get out there. The website's been kind of tough to get at lately. I think maybe a lot of people are getting out there or something.
Really? Yeah, it does heat up when we start touring. It's kind of quiet in the winter time.
Yeah, but they did. Because I was listening to the album you put out a couple years ago, and kind of wanted to check it out. I was looking at the player.
The electric one or the
electric one.
Yeah, have you heard the acoustic thing?
I haven't yet. No.
You know what? That'd be worth you digging up, and since you're a music guy, that would be. I enjoy listening to that one myself. And usually when I finish an album, I don't listen to it much unless somebody plays it at their house or at a party or something. But that one I put on in my truck. It's damn many players on there that have such nice talent.
Is this the new one, the collection?
It's called the Collectors.
Yeah, Collector.
Number 1.
Right.
And it's truly an acoustic record. We're doing a user-friendly stand-up bass on it, which means it's not a full acoustic bass, but it's the bass neck, and you plug it in direct into the board.
Okay.
And the technique is the same as stand-up bass.
Right.
And I have Dave Lyles on there, who's one of my guitar mentors, I guess you would call him. And he had a great influence on me.
What's his last name again?
Lyles, Liles.
Okay.
And I finally got him on a recording. He's playing on he played with Roy Clark and a bunch of those guys in Western swing bands back in the 50s. And he's probably one of the best guitar players I ever saw. And but anyway, you get a glimpse of him on the 2 Western swing things we do on there, The Preacher, and then I do a Billy Joe Shaver tune called what the hell is the name of it? George on a Fast Train.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays on those 2, and it's pretty nice what he does. And the record turned out to be just all my influences, really. I do a Bob Dylan tune on there. I do 2 Billy Joe Shaver tunes, which are 2 of my favorite lyric, writers. And some Western swing stuff. I do some jazz things. I do an acoustic version of One Stop Bebop. And then there's an old country fiddle tune that I wrote called Beyond the Pale, which is think the chieftains would do.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of music. It's not exactly bluegrass. It's more like the old country stuff.
Okay.
And then I do some acoustic slide Robert Johnson things. And so it turned out to be like all the influences, I guess, that make up my idea of the way I play.
Yeah. So you Tangled Up in Blue, right?
Yeah.
Bob Dylan?
Mm-hmm.
I got to hear that. That would be...
Yeah, the record's not released. I just sell it at my shows, and you can get it on
the website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty nice record.
So we get some Delta Blues on there.
Yeah.
I think I read where Django Reinhardt is one of your influences.
Yeah. I think every guitar player, just about every guitar player, has got to be influenced by Django Reinhardt.
Right.
If you've done your homework.
Okay. I see a guy up this way. I don't know if you know him. His name is Paul Rochelle.
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he plays with his, I think his wife Andy Raines, and on harmonica, and they play a lot of that type of stuff. But
yeah, some of those guys just nail it. You know, there's some guys I've seen in New York that just, I mean, I have some influences from him, but I don't claim to play any Django Reinhardt stuff. You know,
right.
But you know, it's nice to listen to it and kind of soak up the idea, you know, that he's doing. Well, I do the same thing with Parker. I really don't try to learn Charlie Parker licks, but just listening to it is a nice influence.
Yeah. I always liked that when you guys did a kind of bird. You know, and I remember seeing you on the Tonight Show doing it with
with Carson.
Yeah.
And Doc Severn.
Right.
And his horn.
Right.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I like that One Stop Bebop off the Let's Get Together album. So the jazz stuff's good. Any of the other songs off the Let's Get Together that you guys would be playing?
We do Donna Maria.
Yeah, that's great.
And we're not doing a lot of the vocal stuff off of that. One thing we don't have time to do, if I try to do, I've got like 4 hours, and I usually only get 2.5 hours to play.
Right.
So what I end up doing is playing some stuff one night and some stuff the other. And let's see, there's a couple of things off there we're doing. They don't come to mind right now, but I'm doing a couple of the vocal things off there. We did Tombstone Eyes. We do that, and we do Donna Maria, and then one of the others. So we do some of that stuff, yeah.
Okay. I guess having the new band, is this opening up creative opportunities for you?
Yeah. I'm writing a lot more now, and the social dynamics in this group are a lot softer, and we're not. We haven't worn ourselves out after 30 years,
Right.
Putting up with each other. So it's real comfortable, and everybody's real enthusiastic, and this is a big chance for a lot of, this is a big gig for a lot of my guys in the band. So they're real enthusiastic about getting a chance to be out there and get out of, their hometown. Not to sell them short. I mean, these guys are big hitters. They just, this is,
right.
Like for me, it's a step back from what I was doing as far as how big some of the shows are.
Right.
I'm still doing some of the amphitheaters when I'm coupled with another group, say Phil Lesh and me, or Leonard Skinner and me, or something like that. But for the most part, for me, it's kind of smaller gigs, and on the other hand, for these guys, it's like bigger gigs than what they've been playing. So yeah, it's kind of nice to watch, and they're great players. Really get a kick out of them.
Have you had more chance because of that to do play with other people, like you mentioned Phil Lesh, and you get to play with them?
Well, a lot of guys are asking me to come out and just sit in with them. I just went out and sat in with Mo out in Vegas, and that was about the third time I'd played with those guys, and I really, really love their band and the individuals in it,
Right.
And they actually, paid my way out and gave me some money to come out, and sit in with them in Vegas. And the North Mississippi All-Stars, I'm going to to New Orleans at the end of this month, or the end of April, to sit in with them. So I'm doing some things like that I used to not have time to do, or didn't have the inclination to do, I guess. But that's fun. And hell, just the guys in my band is like playing with new players. You know,
right.
If you've been with the same band 30 years, you know, it's nice to hear some different sounds coming. Yeah. And I tell you, the thing that I think that one of the interesting elements of this group is Chris Jensen playing the tenor horn. Yeah. I mean, it just gives it such a different sound in with the twin guitars. You know, it just gives it a nice different color than you know, people normally expect.
Sure.
Here.
No, I enjoyed it on the album.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you have a few moments, I could ask you about like a little historical type of stuff. Like, what was it like when you first got together with the Allman Brothers? And I mean, did you guys know? I mean, I think I read once that like Butch Trucks said something like, you know, you guys just kind of jammed and didn't want to stop or something. And you remember that time?
Well, there's a lot of cliches, you know, that people use about that. But the thing is, we'd known Dwayne and Greg for years.
Yeah.
You know, we'd run into them. They're from, you know, well, they're from Tennessee, but really they're from Florida. I mean, they went to school down here in grade school and everything else. So, you know, we had run into them over the years for 10 years or so before we, you know, started playing that, you know, put that band together. But the way I remember that, the way I would explain the way that came together, you know, it started out as a trio. It was supposed to be, and Barry Oakley and I had our bands.
Right.
So Barry informed us that he and Dwayne were going to start a trio. And Phil Walden had found Dwayne and Muscle Shoals playing. So it was going to be J-Mo and Dwayne and Barry Oakley. Mm-hmm. And they actually went and, you know, did some demos and having their rehearsals and things. And then Dwayne was coming and sitting in with Barry and I's band, you know, to get used to playing with Barry. And the thing actually, it came together like a Polaroid picture developing. You know, I mean, nobody really planned it out. It was supposed to be a trio, and then Dwayne and I started playing this off-the-wall stuff that was just a natural, just from Dwayne sitting in with our band. That one night they came to me and said, "Why don't you join up with us?" So that made it 4 pieces, and then we had 4 pieces, and then Barry and I went to Dwayne and said, "You know, as powerfully as we're playing, we need to, you know, maybe we ought to go to 2 sets of drums, you know." Because J-Mo's more of a jazz drummer. Right. You know, and he's kind of has a real soft touch and everything. So we asked Butch Trucks to join us. And then we had 5 pieces, and hell, we'd been rehearsing those 5 pieces for 6 weeks, and Oakley and I kept working on Dwayne to call his brother, because we knew that the band was something special, but nobody really sang as good as the band could play. And so Dwayne and Greg were having a little brother, you know, a family argument at the time. They weren't speaking to each other. Yeah. So we talked Dwayne into calling Greg and asking him to come down. So, of course, you know, as soon as Dwayne called him, Greg got on a plane and came down. And it was 6 pieces then. So it came together like that. And yeah, we all knew we were onto something special, you know, because, you know, we'd been putting bands together for 10 or 15 years by that point, you know. I mean, everybody probably got started playing when they were 16, and we were 20, you know, in our 20s then. So, well, I guess it wasn't 10 years, but it seemed like 10 years back. Yeah. But that's how it came together, and it was pretty nice, really.
Do you have a favorite time period from the 30 years?
The thing, you know, I don't really, it doesn't really seem to me like I do, but every time somebody asks me that question, Bill Graham automatically pops into my head. So I think the Bill Graham experience with the Allman Brothers, and when he invited us to play the Fillmore
resurgence because I got to see you guys, you know, and that was kind of neat to be able to see that, and it had a great energy. Although I do remember seeing you back about 1979 or something at the Cape Cod Coliseum, and just the Dickey Betts band maybe at a place down here in Hull called Uncle Sam's.
Oh yeah.
And you know, before things get kind of heated up again, but anyway, the 90s.
You've seen this band now play, right? Or you just heard the record?
Oh no, I haven't. I just heard the record.
I mean, you know, you'd really get a kick out of this band. It's a powerful band. Seven pieces.
Yeah. You know, I talked to a good friend of mine that the guitar player, and he saw you, I think, at Avalon, and said it was great. So, well, it's you know, it's been 3 years since you left the Allman Brothers, and a lot of people think that the Allman Brothers aren't really the Allman Brothers are Dickey Betts, but they continue to play a lot of music that you wrote, and they just have a new album coming out now. I mean, how do you feel about things now? I mean, do you think it's better off, or?
Well, I'm disappointed in the way that, you know, I think the guys kind of made a mess of things. You know, that band deserved better than what it, you know, better history than that. You know, it could have been. I mean, if they wanted to not work with me for one reason or another, there was a lot better way to do it than the way they went about it.
Yeah.
But hell, as far as playing music, you know, I'm much happier with what I'm doing now, just because everybody's enthusiastic, and you know, that jealousy and resentment, and you know, it really gets overbearing after a while. So, to tell you the truth, I'm real comfortable right where I'm at.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you know, I think a lot of people are asking about that. I guess you're both on the same bill in New York. I think you're playing one day and they're playing the next, and then you're off someplace else. But
let's see, I'm playing B.B. King's in New York.
Oh wow, you know what it is? It's this gathering of the vibes. It's in Albany, New York.
Are they doing that?
Yeah. The way I look at it, it looks like you're playing.
They usually won't play a gig where I'm playing. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that that's happening, but that's great. You know?
Yeah, I think you're playing.
I don't mind. I'll play in front of them or in back of them or wherever.
Well, probably get a lot of the fans out there.
Yeah, that's going to be a good gig. Is the main thing, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a feud going on with me and those guys in the Allman Brothers. Like I'm trying to say, I'm just a little disappointed. I'm quite disappointed in how the thing came down. That's all.
Yeah. Any chance someday things might get patched up?
Who knows? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that's about it. And you know, I'm looking forward to seeing the show, and I feel privileged to be able to speak to you today.
Come to the show. Come around to the bus and knock on the door and let them know who you are. I'd like to say hello to you.
Oh, that'd be great.
I'll talk to you guys and never meet you. You know.
I think I'll make a point of it. I just by coincidence I happen to know the publicity person at the House of Blues too. I just anyway, so I'll definitely do that.
Yeah. So just come knock on the door. I'll remember.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck getting ready.
Okay.
Sounds like you guys are doing great. So.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Dick.
I'll see you later.
Yeah. Take it easy.